The Atlanta Hawks are about to make a massive mistake. It's looking like they're gonna take Donovan Kingan at number 1. Donovan Kingan. What world are we living in that this man is a number 1 pick in the NBA draft? And you know what world we live in? A world where I haven't hit 10,000 subscribers yet. If you are new to this channel, subscribe. I need to get more creative with that. But if you guys do enjoy this content, subscribe. We upload more basketball content anywhere else. And I'm going to be live streaming, obviously, the draft, Olympics, and all that stuff. But anyway, yeah. So, Donovan Kingan is now the projected number 1 overall pick from a lot of sources. It's looking like Shai. Like Shai, most people have Shai, but there are some sources and quite a few that are like, no, Atlanta are still dead set in a big, and they're not taking Alex Sarr. It's looking like they can't get Sarr for a workout. It's looking like Sarr does under no circumstances wants to go to Atlanta. So Donovan Kingan seems to be the best available big. You're looking at a guy who tested as slower than Zach Edey. Slower than Zach Edey. And you might be saying, oh, but like, you know, he's this absolute great defense presence. Yeah, he's a pretty good defensive presence. He is. But like, you're acting like Edey and dropping nearly 40 on the guy. But at the same time, we're looking at a slow-footed, offensively limited, big shot blocker. I'm trying to like just think of like centers. He's not as good as Derek Lively. Actually, no, hindsight 2020, Derek Lively sucked in college. So hindsight 2020 there. So I want to just look at, say, 2022 NBA draft. Let's just look at the 2022 NBA draft. And I want to see just some bigs here to see where I would draft Kingan in 2022. So picks 1 through 58 for the draft results. So 1, would he go over Banchero? No. Would he go over Chet? No. Would he go over Jabari Smith? No. Over Keegan Murray? No. Ivy. At the time, you're still taking a 2022 version of Ivy at number 1 this year's draft. You see Mark Williams at, what's he, 13? 14? 15? I don't know how much better Mark Williams is than Donovan Kingan. I actually don't. Like, I don't know how much worse. Sorry. I don't know how much worse he is. Like, what does Kingan have? People are like, oh, he's going to be Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert is like an 8-foot wingspan. Donovan Kingan might not be better than Zach Edey. He genuinely might be better than Zach Edey. He is a relic of a past time in the NBA. And he's not a great free throw shooter. The jumper looks iffy enough. I don't think he's going to be able to shoot the ball. So, I don't get it. Like, if you're Atlanta and you don't want Alex Sarr, cool. If you're not 100% sure on Zachary Shai, trade down. Do something. Like, there is a team that really, really want Donovan Kingan. Portland. Why not take 7? Why not make some sort of a trade being like Capella and 7? Or Capella and 1 for 8 and 7. Something like that. Some sort of a trade that will get you a better center in DeAndre Ayton to pair with Trae Young. And then at 8, you can go and still Donovan Connect or Dalton Connect might be on the board. Tijon Salome might be on the board. Cody Williams might be on the board. You can actually get something that's useful. Heck, if you're dead set in the center, then you can take Zach Edey. Either way, DeAndre Ayton's going to be better than any center in this draft. That's what we were like, oh, Portland want Kingan. I'm like, why? DeAndre Ayton is better than Kingan. DeAndre Ayton's better than Kingan. So there is no really great center straight out of the box in this draft. People are like, oh, Donovan Kingan has the highest floor. What is that floor? Jeff Withey? I've seen this before, and I've seen this in Jeff Withey. He was obviously better than Jeff Withey, but like, that is the floor of Donovan Kingan. The floor of Donovan Kingan is not Walker Kessler. Walker Kessler is better than Donovan Kingan. Like, what are we doing? If Donovan Kingan was picked in the late first round like Walker Kessler was, or in the whatever, like, not top 10. If he was picked where Walker Kessler was, I'd be like, you know what? Smart pick at whatever. Was Kessler like 19 in the draft or something? But like, if you took him there, I'd be like, smart pick. Smart pick. So he was the 22nd pick. If you got him at 22 in a normal draft, I'm like, you know what? Great pick at 22. Not at 1! Not at 1. If this is what you're getting for 1, just trade this damn pick. This is the Alex Len pick of this year. This is like, if you guys don't remember in the 2013 draft, there was all the talk about Nerlens Noel, and then people realized, oh crap, he's probably not progressing like we would have hoped from that ACL injury. So he started. So the rumor was like, oh crap, no one, where teams are kind of like, oh, we don't want Nerlens Noel. And then people were like, oh, you know what? Well, like, teams want a big. Cleveland want a big. So Nerlens Noel's out. Well, let's go and take Alex Len. This is the Alex Len of this year's draft. And you know what? I'm not sure coming out of college, Donovan Kingan's game is any different for the modern NBA than Alex Len's was 11 years ago. This is the Alex Len of this year's draft. If you were around in 2013, the way people talked about Len. And I'm not sure if Donovan Kingan has a better NBA career than Alex Len. I don't know if he's ever a starting caliber big in the NBA. Definitely not for Atlanta, by the way. He's coming off the bench for Atlanta. So, if Atlanta wastes the number 1 pick on a guy who's going to come off the bench and is not even as good as Onyeka Okongwu, it is going to be laughable. Just trade anyone. There are going to be people desperate. Just trade. Honestly, if you are, I get using the number 1 overall pick in this draft on Zachary Risochet. I think Zachary Risochet is going to be is the least hyped number 1 overall pick we've seen since Anthony Bennett. Like, he might have the worst rookie year of a number 1 overall pick since Anthony Bennett. But still. Actually, no, sorry. What am I talking about? Markelle Fultz. Forget Markelle Fultz, because he had some combination of the yips and the shoulder injury. I don't think Risochet is a good number 1 overall pick. This is a historically bad number 1 overall pick. And even if, I think sarr is fool's gold. Just take sarr. I'm higher on Kel'el Ware than I am on Donovan Kingan. I'm higher on Zach Edey and Donovan Kingan. These are 2 players that might fall, something crazy might happen. They might both fall out of the first round. I legitimately think I'm saying this right now. There is going to be a non-lottery center better than Donovan Kingan. Potentially better than Alex Sarr. That is my hot take right now. There's going to be a non-lottery player in his position that's going to be better than him. He can't go number 1. He just can't. For the sake of the NBA, Donovan Kingan cannot go number 1. We can't have the first non-freshman to go number 1 since Blake Griffin be this guy. It just can't. It just can't be. It just can't be. I thought he was a reach at 5. I thought him around 7, and I'm like, 7 in a bad draft, take him 7, sure. But I thought he was a huge reach at 3. Not number 1. Not number 1. This is such a bad pick if Atlanta make it.